So, you're a free-to-play Genshin Impact player and you want to deal a ton of damage. You see all these 5-star weapons on banners and think you're locked out of the game's hardest content, but that's not really the case. There are so many good free-to-play weapons in the game, and some of them even rival 5-star weapons. Also, many of them are very simple to get your hands on. In this guide, I'm going to break down the best free-to-play weapons in Genshin Impact, from the surprisingly broken 3-star weapons to the best craftables. I'll tell you what they are, where you can get them, and who to put them on so you can start maximizing your account's potential right now. First up, let's talk about the 3-star weapons you've been using for materials and throwing in the trash. I know what you're thinking, 3-star weapons, aren't they just junk? And sometimes they are, but some of these weapons are so good that they can even rival 5-star options for one simple reason. Refinement rank 5. What is refining? Refining is when you combine 2 or more weapons of the same exact kind to make that weapon more powerful. So if you have 5 of the same weapon, you can combine them all into one very powerful weapon. It doesn't have to be 5, but you can go up to 5. Refining weapons gives them more passive abilities. For the 3-star weapons, you get so many of these from wishes and chests that you can easily max out their passive abilities, and some of those passives are absolutely broken. The first example of this is the weapon Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. This 3-star catalyst is without a doubt one of the best support weapons in the entire game. Its HP substat is fine, but its passive ability is insane. At R5, when you switch from a character holding this book to another character, that new character gets a massive 48% attack buff for 10 seconds. That is a massive buff. Any catalyst support like Barbara, Sucrose, or even Nahida can use this to turn your main DPS into a broken, overpowered character. Every account needs at least one of these weapons leveled. Next is the weapon Harbinger of Dawn. This sword is also one of the best. It gives you a huge crit damage substat, and at R5 its passive gives you another 28% crit rate as long as your health is above 90%. That is a huge amount of free crit value. The only downside to this weapon is its low base attack. But for characters who scale on other stats like Alhaitham, who scales with Elemental Mastery, this weapon is a top tier option that can outperform many 5-stars. Just pair it with a shielder or healer and you're good to go. For bow users, we have Slingshot. This bow provides a solid crit rate substat, and its R5 passive increases normal and charged attack damage by a massive 60% if its arrow hits within 0.3 seconds. This makes it an unbelievably strong weapon for on-field bow users who fight up close like Yoimiya. In many cases, the Slingshot is her best weapon, right behind her 5-star signature. Finally, for pole arms, there's the White Tassel. This weapon gives you a good amount of crit rate from its substat and increases normal attack damage by 48% at R5. This is a fantastic combination for any on-field normal attack focused polearm DPS like Sino or even Arlecchino if you need it. But be warned, the White Tassel can only be found in chests in Leeway. This is not in the wish pool. If you use them all as materials, they're all gone forever. So if you find one of these, lock and refine them immediately. Moving on to the craftable 4-star weapons. But before we get there, make sure to subscribe if you're finding this video helpful. We're over halfway to 10,000 subscribers and getting there would mean a lot. So, 4-star weapons. These are weapons you can forge at the blacksmith and are extremely useful for any free-to-play account. You get weapon billets from weekly bosses, so you can guarantee getting these over time. For swords, the Sapwood Blade from Sumeru is your go-to for any energy-hungry support character. If you don't have a Favonius sword, this is your best bet for keeping your bursts up. The Iron Sting is another fantastic sword that provides a ton of elemental mastery, making it a perfect choice for characters like Kazuha and Shinobu in a Hyper Bloom team. Another one of the best is the Finale of the Deep from Fontaine. This sword gives a massive attack percent substat and a passive that grants even more attack after you use your skill and get healed. It can be a bit complicated, but it's an incredibly powerful option for any attack scaling sword user. For catalysts, the Mappa Mare is a solid choice. Think of it as a 4-star upgrade to Magic Guide, offering a good amount of elemental mastery and elemental damage bonus, making it a great choice for characters like Sucrose or Lisa. When it comes to claymores, the Natlan craftable Earthshaker is a great choice. It's amazing for on-field damage dealers, and with claymore characters, there are a lot of those. Being from Natlan, it works amazingly well with Mavuika and is a great alternative to her signature. For bow users, Prototype Crescent is an amazing choice. It has a high base attack and a versatile attack percent substat, but its main downside is it requires landing weak point hits for its main damage bonus. For players who need a more consistent damage boost without relying on weak points, Hamayumi is a great alternative, especially for characters focused more on normal attacks. Next up, let's talk about the gacha free-to-play weapons. I know this sounds like a contradiction, but I'm talking about the weapons you can get without spending any primogems. The first category is fishing weapons. Yes, I'm serious, go fishing. The catch, which you get from Inazuma, is an incredibly powerful polearm. It provides energy recharge and massively increases the damage and crit rate of your elemental bursts. It is the best 4-star weapons for characters like Raiden and Zhongling, which are two of the most powerful characters in the game. The second category is standard banner weapons. You should never spend your primogems on the standard banner, but you'll get blue wishes for free as you play. Over time, you'll accumulate some of the weapons from this pool. The Favonius series of weapons are all fantastic. They all provide energy recharge for your entire team. You even get a free Favonius Warbow from the Mondstadt Archon quest. The Sacrificial series is also excellent, with the Sacrificial Sword being great for Xingqiao and the Sacrificial Fragments being a top tier elemental mastery weapon for Catalyst users. But the real prize on the standard banner is the Widsith. This Catalyst has a crit damage substat, and its passive gives a random huge buff to either attack, elemental damage, or elemental mastery when the character using it is on field. While the randomness can be annoying, on characters who can use all three buffs like Yai or Wanderer, it is one of the strongest 4-star weapons in the game. Finally, the 5-star standard banner weapons. Sooner or later, you will get a 5-star weapon from the standard banner. While you can't control which one you'll get, some of them are amazing. The Skyward Harp is a universally incredible bow with high base attack, crit rate, and crit damage. The Primordial Jadewing Spear is a fantastic weapon for almost any polearm DPS. And the Skyward Blade or Aquila Favonia are both amazing weapons for Bennett, boosting his attack buff to its maximum potential. Wolf's Gravestone is an amazing weapon for any Claymore character. Any 5-star weapon is great, so count yourself lucky if you get one of these. So, what about the Blackcliff weapons from the shop or event-exclusive weapons? Honestly, I'd recommend you skip the Blackcliff weapons. Saving your Star Glitter for wishes or character constellations is almost always a better value. And as for event weapons, they're often great, but if you miss the event, you can't get them. So, it's better to focus on the powerful, accessible options that you can get at any time. But if you do see a weapon in an event, make sure to get it. They're always worth having. I hope this video helped. In this series, I'm taking Genshin Impact players from complete noob to pro, so check out the next video here.